Welcome back to Living 808, everybody. There's a lot of stuff happening in the world, which is why we need to bring in our friend Coralie Chun Matsuyoshi, host of What's the Law podcast, to tell us more. Good morning, Coralie. How are you doing?
Great, Mikey. How are you?
I'm doing well. Let's just jump right into it. Let's talk about the First Amendment, because we're talking about freedom of speech and religion. And in other countries like China and Libya, you can go to jail. This is crazy. Just for speaking out against the government. Now, what makes America so different?
Well, freedom of speech is a cornerstone of our democracy. This First Amendment right is not limited to verbal communication. It applies to writings and artwork and even personal actions like protesting or flag burning or wearing an armband or taking a knee at a football game. Now, there are limits to free speech. If you make false statements about someone, you can be sued for defamation, but truth is a defense. So in the case of Johnny Depp, if Amber Heard had been able to prove that Johnny Depp was in fact a wife beater, then she would not have been held liable for defamation because what she said would have been true. The standard for public figures like actors and politicians is actual malice. So in the Depp case, the jury found that Amber Heard knew or didn't care whether what she said was false. Another high-profile case, defamation case, involves media host Alex Jones, who claimed that Sandy Hook was a hoax. The parents whose children were killed in the deadliest school shooting in American history sued Jones for defamation and won.
That's interesting. I don't know, we've been following these public figures for the past couple of weeks, especially the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, which has been all over the media. But let's talk about hate speech, okay? What about hate speech and incitement to riot? Now, is that protected by the First Amendment? Because it's also kind of freedom of speech, right?
Right.
Okay.
So what comes to mind is January 6th, right? The First Amendment protects the freedom of assembly and expression and even hate speech unless the speech is directed at inciting or producing imminent lawless action. And that's what Congress and the Department of Justice are trying to ascertain about Donald Trump right now, whether he intended to incite people to violence that day. Now, speaking of politics, the United States Supreme Court ruled about a decade ago that negative attack ads paid for by political action committees, like the ones you're seeing in Hawaii on TV right now, they're protected by the First Amendment, even if they might be misleading.
Well, so, okay, speaking of the First Amendment, let's piggyback on this. Now, the First Amendment also requires separation between church and state. Now, what does that really mean?
So the founders of our Constitution wanted government to be neutral and not promote or interfere with people's right to practice any religion they choose. So prayer in public schools and using taxpayer money to support religious activities have been found unconstitutional until now. The current United States Supreme Court has been narrowing the gap between church and state and recently allowed taxpayer money in Maine to be used to pay for private religious school tuition and allowed a football coach to pray on the sidelines after a game, even though it might put pressure on players to follow suit. Now, Hawaii's Department of Education has a policy prohibiting employees from initiating prayer during school or school-sponsored activities, so we'll have to see what the DOE will do in light of the Supreme Court's decision.
Coralie, always interesting talking to you. I mean, you do add light onto stuff that a lot of us are thinking. I know me, especially with the First Amendment. I mean, there can be kind of a fine line with that, right? So
yeah,
thank you for coming on Living 808, educating us. Now, are there any other podcasts that you would like to mention?
Perks and perils of working remotely. And next month, it's all about copyright, trademark, and patents.
So much stuff to learn from. Again, everybody will have more information on KH12.com. Coralie Chun Matsuyoshi, everybody, thank you so much for coming on Living 80. We love having you on here.
Thanks, Mikey. See you later.
See you later. All right, everybody, stay with us because we'll have more fun on Living 808 when we return.